In this review, I'll be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Deluxe Jar Jar Binks figure. Let me start off by saying, I am a fan of Jar Jar Binks. I know, like the Ewoks before him, many Star Wars fans do not like Jar Jar, but I do. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's start off by taking a look at the packaging. Towards the bottom, we get Jar Jar's name, and the Star Wars film the figure is based off, which is The Phantom Menace. Moving up, we get a look at the figure and the included accessories inside the package. And above that is the Star Wars Black Series logo. There's not much going on this side, other than another Black Series logo. At the bottom of this side is Jar Jar's name yet again, but going up the entire side is a really nice illustration of Jar Jar. Here's the bottom with the barcode. Here's the top. Turning around to the back, we can see this is number 1 in the Phantom Menace line of figures in this newer style packaging. Here we get the same illustration that's on the side. And there's also a little read up. Feel free to pause and read. And now let's take a look at the Jar Jar Binks figure outside the package. Starting off with the head sculpt, the facial expression is a very static, expressionless look. With that said though, they really nailed the look of Jar Jar's head. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. The paint is nicely applied as well, with the two-tone of the darker orange and the lighter tan color. The eyes turned out great too, not only with the insect-like sculpt of them, the paint applied to the eyeballs themselves. The paint on the head does a nice seamless transition going down his long neck. The sculpting of his clothing is accurate to the Phantom Menace film. He is wearing a black sleeveless undershirt, and over that is a brown sleeveless vest. The vest does have a slight darker brown wash over it. The vest is made of a soft pliable plastic. Looking at Jar Jar's arms, they killed it with the paint application. It's the same two-tone as his face, with the darker orange on the outside of his arms and the lighter tannish color on the inside. But just look at the level of detailed designs going down the arm. They could have simply just done an orange wash like many previous Jar Jar figures, but they made it as screen accurate as possible. I'm very pleased with how it's turned out. His fingernails are painted black. Wrapped around Jar Jar's waist is an article of clothing that is the same color as his vest. The pants are plain and the same color as his undershirt. While there is no added paint detail, there are sculpted stitching going down the sides of them. And now we have come to Jar Jar's odd-shaped stubby 3-toe feet. I will always get a chuckle at the design of them. There are peg holes on the bottoms of his feet. Turning Jar Jar around, we can get a look at the back side of the figure. And here we have his long floppy ears. Say what you will about the character himself, but the design of Jar Jar is very intriguing, and the most intriguing to me has always been his ears. They flow all the way down to his lower back, and on the ends of them are little black spikes. Now let's go over the articulation of Jar Jar. The head is on a ball joint and can look left and right. The head can also tilt side to side, a great amount actually. The head can look down, but really can't look up due to his ears hitting his back. If you raise his head up too far, you will see a gap, and it shows a smooth, textureless surface, so the head is really not meant to be looking up this far. The neck is articulated as well. This, combined with the head, allows you to get a lot better movement looking down and up. You can also tilt the neck side to side. The arms can go outwards, as well as forwards and backwards, and can also rotate 360 degrees. There is a single joint at the elbows that bend in this much. There's also rotation at the elbows. The hands can rotate as well as hinge really far in and out. The torso can rotate all around, as well as tilt side to side. He doesn't really crunch forwards much, but can lean backwards more. There is nothing in his waist. The legs can go outwards, but are hindered by the clothing around his waist. There is an upper thigh swivel. The legs can kick forwards, but really don't go backwards any due to the same clothing around his waist. He does have double jointed knees that can bend all the way back. The feet can hinge up and down, and he also has ankle rockers. The feet have a lot more movement than I would have thought. The first accessory up is his boom-up weapon. Located on the top is a translucent blue energy ball. The handle has some fine detailed sculpting. Jar Jar's hands are in a gripping pose, so getting him to hold on to it is no problem at all. And here's a look at him holding it. The next accessory up is the Cesta staff weapon. Out of the package, it comes in two separate pieces, so what you'll want to do is just peg the two together, and then the Cesta weapon will be intact. It's a sort of a plain weapon, with the majority being molded in a golden brown plastic, with the wraps being painted brown. The last accessory is the energy shield. The shield is quite large. The majority of the shield is made up of a see-through plastic with a pink tint going along the edges. The frame of the shield is a gold-colored plastic. Jar Jar holds onto the Cesta weapon with ease. You can also get him to hold the weapon with both hands. Jar Jar can hold onto the energy shield with ease as well. And here's a look at Jar Jar, fully equipped for battle. Now let's compare Jar Jar to some other Star Wars figures. First up is an original 3 3/4 Jar Jar from when Episode 1 was first released. Now let's compare him to some random Star Wars Black Series figures. First is a Remnant Stormtrooper, Jango Fett, Ahsoka Tano, and last but not least, Teebo the Ewok, because, well, why not? Jar Jar is a great way to kick off 2021. This figure is pretty awesome, I must say. The great sculpting and excellent paint detail in Jar Jar makes me say this figure is a must-own for anyone who loves the character like I do, but I think anyone who buys this figure won't be disappointed. Once again, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Hit that like button if you did enjoy this video, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.